Well Rooted is brought to you by Gerard and Associates CPAs. With locations throughout Los Angeles, Gerard and Associates has been guiding entrepreneurs and creatives towards realizing their dreams for over 20 years. Discover how they can support your vision at gerardcpa.com. Hey, it's Haneen, and I'm back with another episode of Well Rooted. Today, my guest is the one and only Shawarma King himself, Nasser Al-Rayess. Nasser is hilarious. We have a really great conversation about his journey into comedy. We talk about our cultures and how that comes into play into his comedy, how he's able to connect with an audience today, and where he really sees his career going into the future. This was a really fun, great conversation. This is really great also for those who may be interested into going into content creation of some sort, or even going into entertainment, and you come from an Arab American background and sort of how to navigate that. This is a really good conversation that will, I think, really relate to a lot of people from our community. So without further ado, please welcome Nasser Al-Rayess onto Well Rooted. Hey, it's Haneen, and I'm back with another episode of Well Rooted. Today, my guest is the very funny, self-proclaimed Shawarma King himself. He is on tour right now, so I'm really glad he took the time to speak with me today. But please welcome Nasser Al-Rayess onto Well Rooted. Hi, Nasser. How are you?
Hi, Marhaba, how you doing?
Good, alhamdulillah.
Great introduction. Thank you. I feel
Oh,
very special with that
good. I
introduction.
hope so. I always aim to make my guests feel special, so I'm glad you like that. Um,
That's perfect.
how has tour been so far for you?
It's been going well so far. We've done two cities, and then literally in 2 days we're gonna be going to Arizona, and then, like I said earlier, then it starts going out bang, bang, bang. We're doing city after city, almost 2 days after each other. So I'm excited for it. Being on the road is fun. There's always fun stories that come from being on tour, and most importantly, I really enjoy seeing everyone in these different cities. It's been really cool to see out up in like Raleigh, North Carolina, and up in Seattle, and I have a show in Alabama, which is gonna be crazy. So I'm excited for it. It's fun. Touring is really it's fun, slightly exhausting, but it's fun.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. You seem, just based off of what I've seen on your social medias and from people that I've spoken to that have gotten to attend your shows, you seem very engaging with the audience. Like, people get really wrapped in and you interact really well with them. Is that a muscle that you sort of had to work on, just because you do put out really great content online, and getting to interact and having that more rapid response with an audience, was that a different experience for you?
It's definitely a different experience. From posting videos online compared to stand up is an entirely different game. They
Yeah.
honestly, I feel like they're two different realms. And so, like for me, when I did my first show, which was in Dubai, was it last year? Yeah, it was last year in May. Till now, that interaction with the crowd work as they call it in comedy, is something that I always felt. It always came natural to me. It didn't really feel like I had to work on it. Now, given the amount of shows I've done since that first show, you just get better at it because you feel more comfortable, more confident. And for me, I grew up around a lot of boys, and so we kind of always had that knack to like make fun of each other, and you always had to be on your feet to be ready to like snap back at a comment. And so that like kind of upbringing, I feel like it prepared me for that, quick engagement with the crowd. And also like I always am big on making sure that the audience comes first. I always want to make sure that the audience feels engaged and a part of the show. I don't want to just sit there and talk to you for an hour. I want you to feel that you yourself are a part of the show and that the jokes are like, intertwined with your experiences. And so that's why I always put the audience as a focal point. I want to make sure that they feel that it's not just me, but it's also their story. So that's how it's been. But I mean, listen, the more I do it, the better I get at it. I truly enjoy that interaction more than doing like a set written piece, because it's you never know what to expect. There's always some like something comes out of left field sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, to your credit, a lot of people can put out really good content. You do both really well. You put out really funny, engaging content, and you're also able to translate that somehow onto stage, which I'm sure is not easy. What
Thank
did
very
you have to
very
sort
kind of you to
of
say.
did you have to like revisit a lot of maybe your material, and like to sort of translate it to how it would be performed live on stage?
Yeah, 100%. You have to revisit it. There's no way you can take like a video that you make online and expect it to perform in the same way in the crowd. And there's a lot of different ways. Like, for example, if there's a story that I'm doing right now, and my show is about preschool. I won't say too much because I don't want to spoil what the story is. You gotta come to my show to listen to it. But the story involves music, right? Now, if I were to do this on a video, it would probably be done in a 15-second format with a title, with a caption that needs to grab the audience within 3 seconds. Because you know how it is on social media,
Hmm.
you have almost 3 seconds on average to capture someone's attention. Now, compared to a show, these people are coming to see you. So they're already leaning in, they're already bought in, the trust is there. There's no 3 seconds there. Hey, I paid $30 for a ticket. I'm here for the hour that you got. So
Right.
it's a bit easier to kind of build a longer story and create more of a setup that gets more engaging, that has a climax and a punchline. And so you have more time, and therefore you have to revisit it. You kind of you can take a meme idea that's 10 seconds long, and I can turn that into a 3-minute story that I have personal experience from. And so you have to revisit it because it's a different realm. Like there's stand up and there's online content creation. Now they are both comedy, but they're very different forms of comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, I mean, you do that really well. Another thing I want to point out that I think is really smart that you do, is that you do have almost like these really specific taglines, right? Like I feel like we associate shawarma with you now. Like you're really
Yeah.
smart about like taking aspects of our culture, things that we identify with, and sort of making it your own thing. And I like you do it like with like even like your intros sometimes with like yeah habibi like I
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
actually I was telling my husband who that I was going to be speaking with you today, and then I was like, like, and I was like showing him one of your videos, and he said yeah habibi, like he's like I know, he's like I know who that is. So
That's
do
funny.
people just come up and say those things to you
Yeah,
now?
yeah, yeah, all the time. I'll be in the street and someone goes, "Shawarma!" And
Oh
I
my.
look and they're like, "Oh my God!" And other people, I'll literally just be walking and someone just will yell out, "Yeah, habibi!" And I'll immediately, my ear is like programmed to like look where it is. And I'm really happy about that. I feel like it's good that people remember you for certain things,
Hmm.
especially the shawarma. I want people across the world when they eat a shawarma, I want them to think of me. I want my face to pop up right next to the tomb.
Yeah,
Nasser Al-Rayess. That's how much like of a connection I want people to have with shawarma and Nasser, and it's working.
it is
It's working.
working.
We
Mhm.
haven't finished the journey yet, but we're slowly. I think we're at like 60%. If I could get
Wow.
100% conversion of shawarma to Nasser, then I will dominate the shawarma industry, and no other shawarma shop will be able to compete with me. And that's when I
Yeah.
buy every single
Oh, well,
shawarma
that
shop
is
in
so
Saudi.
smart. Okay, I wasn't
Yeah.
even thinking of that. You know where my mind was going? I don't know if you've seen that girl, she's from the UK. She does like those chicken shop like
Yeah, yeah,
interviews.
chicken shop date. Yeah,
Yeah, you
100%.
need
So
to do that with shawarma. I mean,
I
you
need
are
to
the
do it.
guy.
I'm so busy touring right now. I would love to create like a podcast slash type of interview vibe similar to that. I mean, I think her name's Amelia. She's
Yes,
fantastic.
I love her.
A shawarma date would be fantastic, but I would need to
Amazing.
get a lot of gum and
Yeah.
mints because my guests would need to
Listerine
have their breath
strips.
cleansed after that.
Yeah,
But
that is
yeah, I
so
mean that's the
funny.
goal. People always start like, no, you shouldn't be known for one thing. I'm like, no, I'd rather be known for one thing, not be known for anything at all. So if people know me for
Absolutely.
shawarma, then I could sell them my comedy show. Then I could sell them the rest of my page and myself as a comedian.
Yeah, no, I think that's genius. And yeah, you are right because I'm at the point now like in my algorithm where it'll be like a shawarma shop in Texas and someone will tag like I'll go to the comments and someone will tag you. Like there is
Yeah,
like,
I
and
know.
it'll just be like this little mom and pop shop promoting their shawarma and there's Nasser in the comments.
Anytime someone sees any video shawarma, they're expected to go into the comments. I always respond like I do like a shawarma king declaration. So like someone will like say like, "Oh, is this shawarma good?" They'll tag me, and I'll respond and be like, "The shawarma king declares that this is has my approval," and it's just hilarious because
It's a
I
seal of
feel very like
approval.
medieval king from England, but shawarma instead of colonialist British guy.
Yeah, I mean, and then the merch. I mean, I can only imagine the merch that can come out of this. That's where my mind goes as
Yeah, we did
well.
one merch so far. We did the Shawarma University merches. So
The
you know how
hoodie,
there's
right?
universities that have like merch that say like, "Oh, UC Berkeley," and it has like their seal. So
Mhm.
we did a hoodie or not a hoodie, a sweatshirt that says Shawarma in Arabic, and it says the University of Shawarma with a Shawarma seal on it. And there's little
Shawarma
hidden
seal.
eggs in the Easter eggs in the the sweater. Like there's a small red flag on top of the shawarma
Oh
to allude
my
to my red flag
gosh.
videos, and we
Yes.
have my birth year on it as like the year that it was created.
That is
So
so
it was really
funny.
good. That was done with Naeem Clothing, and they're fantastic people. So it was a cool merch that we did.
That's very cool. Very smart. Um, so you did talk about a little bit earlier about just the experience you've had on, going on tour so far and getting to connect with people and see your audience. Any fun or interesting or maybe crazy stories that stick out, especially with like the current climate and just with everything else that's going on?
Yeah, I mean, people are a bit more tense these days for obvious reasons. There's a lot of reasons to be tense. It's a really difficult situation what's going on in Palestine and Lebanon. But most of the people that come to my show are coming with the intention to have stress relief.
Mhm.
They're like, let me go laugh and let loose for a bit. And so I appreciate that. And I'm getting a crowd that is definitely very, very pro Palestine and
Mm.
Lebanon. So I'm not getting people that are against the cause, because people that's more normative if I went and did like a feature spot at the Laugh Factory where you have a more diverse audience in the sense that it's not just Arab, but you're getting a lot of different people.
Mhm.
That would be an entirely different story. But I mean, I've had some stories. There's a joke that I do about my experience. I'm Muslim, so I went to Catholic school for high school,
Oh
and so I
wow.
have a story about the first time I went to mass and my experience with that. And it's a funny story because imagine a 14-year-old Nasa not knowing what mass is and the funny moments of my ignorance throughout it. And obviously I wrote the joke in a very respectful manner, but there was an instance where I said the joke and it killed. But after the show, I'm doing a meet and greet, and a woman came up to me and she's like, I cannot believe that joke you had about mass. I'm like, excuse me? Because I thought she was coming up with he seemed like she was coming up to say hi.
Mhm.
She's like, I've been following you for 3 years, and immediately when you said that joke, I told my entire family to unfollow you. She's like, look, and she showed
Wow.
me the phone that said like that she's not following me. I'm like, thank you for the proof. Like I didn't really need it, but thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Like, I can't believe you would make fun of mass like that. And I was like, no, no, you have it wrong. I was just sharing my experience of what happened. This wasn't like a fake story. I was trying to be respectful of the mass. She's like, you would never, ever, ever make fun of Judaism or Israel. I was like, have you seen my videos, man? I'm
Yeah.
I'm extremely confused. And she's like, if I made fun of your prophet, your people would kill me. I'm like, yo, where is this going right now?
Wow.
What are you doing? And her sister was there that was kind of like tag teaming with her. And I kept, I always say when someone confronts me like that, I'm not trying to have a confrontation. I literally will say, listen, I'm sorry you feel that way. Thank you for coming to the show. I'll think about your comments. And I'll definitely do a like, hey, my hands are up in the air. Like, thank you, but let's move on. But she held me, she grabbed my arm
Wow.
and held me there for
That's
8 minutes,
scary.
repeating herself. And I just kept on saying, hey, I'm sorry you felt that way. I'm sorry you felt that way. I'll think about what you said. I'll think about what you said. Then her sister realized, like, oh my God, like she's doing way too much right
Mhm.
now. And eventually she's like, listen, she told her sister, like, listen, like he's apologized to you. But for how you feel, maybe we should leave. She's like, no, I'm not leaving until I get my point across. I literally took her hand. I was like, ma'am, you got your point across. The exit is that way. If you grab me again, I'm calling security. And she's
Mhm.
like, okay, but just know I unfollowed you. I was like, I hope you keep me unfollowed. Like, I appreciate it. Thank you. And she walked away. So that
That
was
is
probably the
insane.
craziest thing that's happened to me after the show. But listen, it's comedy.
Mhm.
Like sometimes I have to push the lines to tell like a story. And the story in that situation is my experience at mass for the first time. It's funny because I don't know what's going on. And it's
Right.
14-year-old Natsa trying to navigate through that situation. So that was a crazy experience.
That is crazy. That is crazy. But I can also imagine on the other end of it, just with everything going on in Palestine and Lebanon over the course of this past year, um, you've offered us a lot of levity and some lighthearted laughs. And also in a really relatable sense where, we're able to relate to you. And we also like your empathy also shines through. Has this also like being able to create that comedy and also now be on tour and connect with people? Does that offer any sort of healing qualities for you also? Um, just like is there like a healing aspect to it, getting to like
I mean,
make
yeah,
people laugh?
yeah. I would say I don't know if healing is the right word because nothing in Palestine and Lebanon has gotten better. Well,
Mhm.
now with Lebanon part of the issue as well, and Palestine has been going on for a year. I think I don't know if it's healing is the right word, but I think it's more it offers me a way to cope with what's going on.
Mhm.
And I've always been programmed since a child to use laughter as a way to cope with whatever trauma or stress that I have in my life. It's kind of been like my initial jerk reaction to whenever that happens. And so for me, it was so natural to get into comedy and use laughter as a way to cope with the horrific things that we see in Palestine and now in Lebanon. And I always do it in a way that's meant to raise a point, and I do it in a way that's meant to offer people, like you said, in a lighthearted way. There's ways to the people use comedy sometimes and it comes off in the wrong way. Like, oh, I don't need
Mhm.
this type of comedy. But I'm doing comedy that like, for example, there's a lot of videos I've made for where I'll say, someone says, "What do you do for therapy?" And it'll be me singing to an Arabic song because that's what we do. Like sometimes
Mhm.
for us as Arabs for therapy, we listen to Arabic music, right? Or
Right.
I'll be like, "Oh, like me when I'm stressed out," and then it'll be like me like screaming and getting to an Arabic song. So it or certain things like this, like, "Oh, what do you do when you're sad?" I put this song on. So those are the type of videos I do where it relates because like I know we have this feeling of stress, of sadness, of being depressed, and so I'm trying to show like we all can deal with it in different ways, whether it's through music, whether it's through comedy. And I try my best to kind of highlight that. And I do that in my shows as well. And I always, always, always at the end of my shows make a statement just to acknowledge the privilege it is for us to be here and how important it is to use that privilege to raise our voices for our friends and family back home. Because there's no way I can do this show without acknowledging that. I just don't
Mhm.
understand how any out of comedian, like obviously this is a very much a humankind issue, but to its granular point, it's an Arab issue as well.
Mhm.
uh, it would be unfair for me and unwise for me if I do not talk about Palestine and Lebanon at my shows because like 80 to 70% of the crowd is Arab. Like I need to like acknowledge how important it is for me, and that's something I will never speak out, not stop speaking out about. It's my values and part of who I am. So yeah, I mean, healing is a way to think about it, but I think more of like maybe coping
Coping.
mechanisms might
Coping
be
is
the
a
better
better
way to
word.
describe it.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, and so you touched on a little bit when you were talking about your 14-year-old mass experience, and also just now when you said, you use laughter as a coping mechanism. I think that's something that's omnipresent in Arab society in general, just because
Mm.
our people are constantly going through it. I mean, you're Syrian, yes?
Yep, Syrian, yeah,
Syrian, Palestinian, and it's something we grew up, right, was watching our people
yeah,
suffer to some extent. So I think that comedy is sort of always present in our lives in some ways.
yeah,
How can you kind of tell us a little bit about your roots then? And you said you grew up with a lot of boys in the house, and what was that
yeah.
like?
Yeah, I mean, I was born and raised in California, and so it's very easy to get lost in your ways in the States and California. And so my home was always a place of kind of refuge in terms of my Arab identity. It was always a place where I come back home and immediately the aromas of like what are being cooked in the kitchen and you hear the Al Jazeera on the news or Babet Hara's on late at night or music's being played that's Arab and we speak only Arabic in the household. And so my upbringing was always kind of like this dual identity where outside the house I am this American kid, just trying to be an American and, fit to the culture. But then back home, this Arab kid from Syria that's kind of like, doing his best to be reminded of his identity from his family. And so that played a big role into my upbringing. Like there's always this like identity crisis that I had in and out of the house. And on top of that, like obviously having a lot of boys around, like I had an older brother and I have cousins that are all guys and we kind of had this similar upbringing. Like my cousins were raised in Saudi and but they would come here in the States and during the summer. So they experience it as well. And kind of we do it in our own way. Like we watch MTV when we were kids and listen to English music, but then we'd also listen to Arabic music because at night the family would sit down and watch like Musica, the channel where you
Mhm.
just see music videos. So like I really clearly remember when like Nancy Ajram's Ya Tab Tab video dropped and we all watched it, or
Iconic.
Hisham Abbas is not in video. Like we all remember these like specific
Mhm.
moments on TV. So it's so interesting. Like at 12 at midnight when the parents sleep, you're watching MTV and seeing Eminem like do his thing back in the day, like what like rap to some shady at his music video. But then at 8 p.m. you're watching like Amr Diab's Temelli Maak video. So it's so funny how that like identity crisis like was brought outside the house and brought into the house with me and my cousins and my brother. And so it's Yeah, I mean, that continued that type of duality stayed with me up until I think like 2019, 2020, when I went to the Middle East for the first time since I was 2 years old, where I realized like I have to be very intentional about putting Arab first. Like it's Arab American for a reason because Arab comes first, and I have to be intentional about it. Because if it's flipped, you're gonna end up losing yourself. And when American comes first, then you're gonna lose your roots. And it's the most important thing to forget to not forget who we are at the end of the day. Because I feel like in America, society is built to forget those roots, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think we all sort of grew up with that identity crisis to some degree here. So that's a really good point. How Okay, so growing up in that atmosphere, how did you realize you were funny? Like, how did you realize that this is something that you could actually make a career of because you were that funny?
Everyone always asks this question, like, when do you realize you are
Yeah.
funny? And it's never like a realization. It's more of like a habit that you just start to build where you got this itch to like make people laugh.
Mhm.
And when you see people laughing, you're like, oh shoot, okay, I can actually do this, you know? And so it was always at a young age where I really enjoyed being in front of a crowd from either like the family or the guests at home or even at school. Like I'd always do public speaking. Anytime there was like a public speaking thing, I would do it. And even if it was like a serious public speaking thing, I'd always throw in jokes, always. And so I don't know. It's kind of like a part of my personality. I'm just, I consider myself to be very outgoing and extroverted, and I love to socialize and love to be able to like work a room and do all that stuff. It's something that I like. I just love people that much, like just feeding off people's energy. And I truly, truly at the bottom of it love spreading happiness and laughter. Like seeing someone smile from my own actions makes me feel so warm inside. And I've always chased that. It's always about other people, not really much about me. Like it's kind of like I want to make you happy because that makes me happy. And I've just continued to chase that. And like I remember in sixth grade, I did my first talent show. What did I do? I did 5 minutes of my own comedy, and I didn't know how to do
Wow.
comedy that well in terms of like like stand up writing. And in that other 5 minutes of it, I memorized Gabriel Iglesias's one of his 5 minute jokes. So I performed that joke, and I people like obviously laugh because it's a really well written joke from Gabriel Iglesias. So I did that like a couple times in middle school at talent shows, and then in high school like video content creation started to come alive.
Mhm.
It was kind of like when YouTube started to get its rise and Vine was there. And so I started to be like, oh, you can actually make people laugh through a video as well.
Mhm.
And so I started making videos, but they were very much like with high school. So, you do like a funny high school video and you do like I joined the announcements and I would always bring the funny announcements. And anytime there was an opportunity to do any speeches, I would make it funny. Like I remember I was running for some high school position, and this speech I made was not serious by any means at all. And so that's like I kid you not, it's not something that just popped out of the blue. Like I've consistently been doing this for a long time. One second, Mama, do you need something? You're good? What do you need? No, no, I don't need that right now. She's trying to feed me. Isn't that so
Oh my
funny? She
god.
comes in.
Okay,
I told her
eat.
I'm
No, you
filming
can eat while you
something.
do this. It's totally fine.
No, no, she
Your mom
she
is so
came to give me
cute.
some cock. They cock
Oh.
and she
Oh.
came in. She's like, "Come take
يسلم
some cock."
يسلم
I'm
لي
like,
ايديك يا
"Okay, thank you."
حاجة.
That's the cutest thing in the world.
That is
Uh,
so cute. How cute is your mom?
yeah. So that's the gist of it.
So, okay, so I'm glad your mom made a little cameo because so basically you're saying you've been doing this. So was this not like such a shock then to your parents that this was the career move that you chose?
Oh no, no, 100% was a shock. What do you mean?
Okay.
Of course it was a
I'm
shock.
trying to analyze it in my head. I'm like, era parents,
Yeah.
comedy.
Do you think like legitimately like if you go to your parents at a young age, like I want to be a comedian, they're gonna look at you in a serious face and be like, yes. I actually want to meet out of a parent that like looks at their kids, and when they say they want to do something outside of like the big three, jobs
Right.
when they're kids, that they take them seriously. No, it's they 100% don't take them seriously, and I've experienced that a lot as a kid. Like I was programmed from a young age that I was supposed to be a doctor. Like we all
Right.
were. And it was so funny. Like the guests would be come over, be like, "Hada shufu Nasser, he's gonna be a doctor. He's gonna take care of you, Ammo." And Ammo was like, "I cannot wait for you to fix my heart." I'm like, "Ammo, I'm 8 years old. You should rely on someone else to fix your heart, not me." And like truly, I'm a man that like I always say my engine, the fuel that runs the engine in my body is the fuel is passion. And if there's no passion, I will not work at all. I will not do well at whatever that is. And like I'm a very hard worker. I'm extremely disciplined and consistent with my what I do. And I applied that discipline in school. Like I did my homework. I was a very, very good kid in terms of being a student. You know, I had 4.0 out of high school, full ride to UC Berkeley. I was good as a
Wow.
student. But then in college, I was a pre-med major. But that engine, I think the fuel started to run out because I realized this wasn't my passion, it was my family's passion.
Mm,
And it kind of ran out in organic chemistry, where that class, I hit the wall and I realized like, oh, this is not what I like doing, and I don't want to do it. And I made the decision then to not pursue medicine. And I remember telling my family, and they were very, very disappointed. Like it was a slightly traumatizing experience to tell them that because they considered me to be the golden child, and they're like, "Look at Nasser," and they're like, "You're throwing your life away." Imagine
hmm.
your family, from your grandma to your aunt to your mom, looking at you, and you're 18 years old, and say, "You're throwing your life away. You're gonna be a homeless man." Like
Yeah.
that's like kind of the vibes that it was. So I was like, okay, maybe I should go to law school. Took the LSAT, realized again, this is not what I want to do. And then graduated, and I was just trying to figure out my life. I was like, what is it I want to do? And deep inside my heart, I knew I wanted to get into entertainment. I wanted to be a comedian. I want to get into acting. I want to host. I want to do videos. So I kept on doing that in the background. They thought, oh, no, so just doing this stuff thing for fun.
Hmm.
I got into business school because they wanted me to go. I wanted to get a graduate degree because I wanted to make them happy in that sense. And business made sense because getting the MBA allows you to be flexible with your career. You're
Yeah.
not really supposed to do one thing. It's more of like, hey, do whatever you want in business. And then when I graduated business school, it felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. It felt that now that I have this master's degree, my family, they're content. I've done
Hmm.
what I need to do on my terms,
Right.
albeit. So I doubled down on entertainment. I doubled down on my videos. I doubled down on working on my stand-up, started to do open mics, and then I felt comfortable enough to do my own hour. And then I started doing more shows and more shows. I started put together my own shows. And then it got to the point where I had to make a decision with my job and my comedy career on what I wanted to apply more effort to.
Hmm.
And I was getting paid well. I was working in tech here in the Bay Area. Those tech companies got big checks to give out.
Yeah.
And I made the decision to quit, and I moved over into comedy. That was back in March. And so now it's October and we're doing this full time. Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy with my decision. The first 2 months were very anxiety
I'm
inducing, don't get me wrong.
sure.
But now I'm honest, I'm gonna be honest with you. My biggest fans are my family, specifically my mom. No one supports me in this endeavor more than my mom. My mom will literally stop people on the streets and be like, "Are you following my son? You need to
Oh my
follow my son."
gosh. That
Like,
is
do you know who
adorable.
this is? I don't like doing that. I like everything to keep it natural, right?
Hmm.
If you don't know me, it's okay. Like, it's completely fine. The world's big. My mom will literally be like, "This is my son. Do you follow my son?" In front of anybody. Like, I'm like, "Mama, stop, stop, stop." So she's my biggest fan. And there was a big moment I had at my at the end of my summer tour in San Jose. It was a homecoming show in a sense. Uh, where my uncles, my grandpa, my tete, my mom, and all my friends and family got to see me, and we had almost 400 people at the show
Wow.
for the San Jose show, and like seeing my grandma after the show, tete, how proud she was, big moment for me because she has always been like, hey, you need to do these, you need to be a doctor, you need to be a lawyer. So for him to kind of like do this, like to see her be proud for my job was a come full circle moment, and it made me feel validated in my career choices.
Yeah, it's sort of like you have their blessing now, right? In some
Yeah,
way. Yeah,
yeah.
that's great to have. And also kudos to you for actually going to school and getting the degree, getting the graduate degree. And I'm sure that MBA will come into play also in your career in some
It's
ways.
working now. I got my
Yeah.
it's helping with the finances in the background running
Yeah,
this
right?
business, I guess.
What is your advice to other Arab kids, other 14-year-old Nasirs that, or 12-year-old Nasirs, or 8-year-old Nasirs, or even, college kid Nasirs that kind of want to fulfill the same sort of career goal and walk your path, or don't even really know how to get started? Like, what would you
Yeah.
say to them?
I'm gonna tell every Arab kid out there, the most important thing you can do is be patient. Be patient. What do I mean by that? Is be patient with your parents, be patient with yourself. Your parents are gonna want you to do what they want to do, right? And hear them out. See if it's try it out. You're young. You have the opportunity to kind of test things out. But then as you also have passions of yourself that you want to do, okay, be patient and pursue those as well. You have time to figure things out. And any kid that always tells me, I want to get into content, I want to be a comedian, I'm like, okay, start doing things. I truly believe that the most important lesson is experience. You don't learn unless you experience things yourself. So if there's a talent show at school and you want to get into stand up, okay, do a 5 minute set, but you got to do it. Don't tell me you're going to do it. Do it. If you want to
Mhm.
get into content, all right, start making content. Now, it's not important that your videos go viral when you're 12. My first viral video when I was 22, I was doing content since Vine started. I never had a video get over 1,000 views, and then I 9 years later, I get a viral video. Like, just be consistent with it if it's something you truly matters to you. So be patient with yourself, especially with your parents. Like, they're just looking out for you, and and also be patient with your career. Things take time. Like,
Mhm.
not everyone becomes like Ninja the streamer or Aiden Ross the stream twitcher or the Twitch streamer. I don't know. I said stream twitcher. That's
I
so
don't know who
funny.
these people are, but
Uh,
yeah,
and
go
I'm
on.
28. Like I still have so much I want to accomplish. Like this is I tell myself like last year once I started doubling down on things and I started doing my shows was day 0 and this year is day 1 and next year is day 2. So I'm looking at it I'm like how many if I can string like 30 days in terms of 30 years together, what's that going to look like at the
That's a
end of the
very
month?
realistic
You
approach
know?
to it. Yeah.
You got to be pragmatic about it. You can't accomplish everything in one day. Every day, what can I do to you know, move my dreams forward.
Mhm.
And I gotta enjoy this journey. I love so although it's like such highs up and downs, I do love it. I do love it.
That's great. And I'm definitely showing that whole segment to my children because every kid needs to hear that, every Arab
Yeah.
kid, for
Do you
sure.
have kids right now or no?
I have 3 boys right now.
Inshallah, let's get it
Yeah,
down.
and they
Crazy.
are
How old are they?
they're 11, 8, and 5.
Oh my
And so it's
God.
very
Wow.
just so when I heard you talk about growing up in that loud household with boys, it really hit home. And they're
Yeah.
constantly like, "Can we start a YouTube? Can we do that?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know how this works really."
Yeah. I mean, you could tell them to start it. You just make it be private first. I don't think it's good for them to put out in the open,
Mhm.
but tell them to make the videos and then I think it's not it's beneficial for you for them to do it because they learn because the world is trending to being very content focused and also like big media is kind of moving like people are consuming TikTok and Instagram more than they're watching TV shows.
True.
So it's not a bad idea for them to learn how to do
Mm.
it. Let them do it, let them make their videos and it's like, yeah, you can make YouTube videos, okay, but just obviously monitor it so they're not doing anything
Right.
stupid. 'Cause, that internet footprint can be very, very
That
deep at
yeah,
one
that's
point in your
what
life.
scares me, but as you said, I do want them to practice, right? And that's kind of
Yeah,
the way in which our world is going. And I mean, I want them to be creative. I don't want them to be shy. I want them to be able to
yeah,
put, fuel into their dreams or their goals or their ideas and kind of see
yeah.
what comes out of it. So that's
Just
great
let the
advice.
kids make the content. Just watch out. Just keep your eyes on them, but let them
Yeah.
make the content.
Yeah. Great
Yeah.
advice. Great advice. Thank you. Let's do some fun rapid fire
I
questions
love rapid
to
fire. I'm a
to
big
wrap
fan
up.
of rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Okay. So, okay. What are some red flags that the girls are just missing out there that you've noticed?
In terms of guys,
Yeah, in terms of guys or maybe in
yeah.
general.
I always say that one of the biggest red flags that girls miss out on that if he wanted to, he would. When they come like, "Hey, Nasser, I don't know this guy. I don't know." I'm like, "Is he into me or he's not?" I'm like, "Listen, as a guy, if I'm into a girl, I make it known I'm into a girl. All right,
Mhm.
I make it known. That's number one red flag. Don't if you're waiting on a response from him, red flag immediately. Other red flags, obviously splitting the bill. If any guy offers to split the bill with you, get the hell out of it. As a
Run.
guy, I'm paying for everything until like we're like, it gets to a point where we're married and you're like, oh, here, now to take this,
Mhm.
as a thing. So that's just my mentality on it. Other red flags are if he still follows his ex and talks to his ex, that's the thing that's a red flag. No, no one should be
Yeah.
talking to their ex. Like, oh, it was amicable. We're good friends now.
Uh,
I'm like, so why are you still talking to him? Why are you good friends with your ex? No one should be good
mhm.
friends with their ex. Just
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I don't think so.
crazy. That's insane.
It's weird.
Yeah,
It's
very
weird.
weird.
And then also check a guy's following list. How many girls is he following? How many models? If he's following bikini models, why? Dude,
Yeah.
why are you allowing that on your feed? And also, here's a hidden red flag. I'm gonna tell you a big hidden red flag from guys. Check the guy's explore feed. Check his explore feed on
Oh,
Instagram.
that's a
What
good
does his explore
point.
feed look like? You want to check mine? It's all food. It's all food
It's
and
all
funny videos.
shawarma.
But yeah, and shawarma. Check a guy's explore feed. If you see woman on there, that's the content he's engaging with. You don't want that guy.
Mm.
You don't want that guy, ya habibi.
We do, yeah, no one wants that guy. That's really good. Thank you. Okay. What is on your workout playlist right now?
Ooh, okay. I got a couple one. All right. Number one, I got this song called Voodoo. It's an Egyptian song by Verato. It's a very good song. It's like
Voodoo.
"Ta-da-ta, Voodoo. It's like so Egyptian. Then
Okay.
I have Genini by Eliana.
Love
Big
that
fan of that.
song.
That
Yes.
song really gets me hyped up. I have this Debke song by Maryam Faris on my workout playlist. I think it's called Hel Debke Hel Shobe.
Oh,
What I
oh,
don't know
I
the
know
name of
which one
it.
you're talking about. Yeah, that
Yeah,
one's
that's
good.
a good one. And I think the other one I have is I think there's two more. I have Saint Laurent Ali Ahmiki on there. Big fan of Saint Laurent. And then I have well, there's a older song that I have. Oh, Miami Band. I love anything
I
Miami Band
love
lyric.
Miami. Love
Yeah,
them.
Miami Band is so good. I
What
have like a
happened to
couple I
them?
think they have a song
They were
called
so
Bustan.
good.
I love that song.
Yes, all of their music is so good. I feel like they were ahead of their game. Like
They're
they were so ahead of
very
their
much
game.
so.
Yeah,
They made that in 2001. So it's
it's old.
crazy to me that they had that type of energy and vibe in their music back then. So
Yeah.
Miami is incredible.
No, incredible. Okay, what makes a good shawarma?
It's very simple for me.
Okay.
Think about what doesn't make a good shawarma. All right, lettuce, salad
Mm,
doesn't work in a chicken
no.
shawarma. I'm talking specifically chicken shawarma because their beef is different.
Yeah.
That's what doesn't make a good shawarma. If I see a whole food salad in my shawarma,
Mm,
I'm tossing it. All right. Astaghfirullah, we're not tossing the food, but you get what I'm trying to
we get
say.
it. Yeah.
What makes a good shawarma is four elements, and it's based off of traditional Syrian shawarma, which is the OG shawarma. I don't
Right.
care who says this.
No, I'm
That's
with
how
you on
it's
this.
done,
I'm with you on this.
right?
Yeah.
The khubz, the bread, is Arabi bread, regular pita bread, all right?
Not the Saj.
Unless the saj is made fresh,
Okay.
okay? So it's either khubz Arabi or
Okay.
fresh saj. I don't want lavash on there. Lavash should be nowhere near shawarma.
No.
Lavash has a flour on it. It naturally is a drier bread.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna make your chicken shawarma drier. So get lavash out of the way. That's what the bread should be. Second, chicken needs to be seasoned well with a slight crisp to it. There has to be chard on the edges because
Mm-hmm.
that means it was cooked well on the sikh, right? Third, in khallad, you need pickles because the tanginess breaks the heaviness of the chicken. Fourth, toom. Obviously, toom. Your toom needs to be fluffy, garlicky. It shouldn't be drippy. Toom shouldn't be drippy. Toom, if I go like this with my finger and I go like this, it should be able to not drop. That's how fluffy it should
It's like
be, right?
thick.
If you see dripping on the toom, drip your way out of the restaurant, okay?
Okay.
And lastly, the bread needs to have an element of greasiness to it.
Mm-hmm.
There, all right. If you're gonna put it on the grill, sear the grill up with some semnet, with like
Yeah.
have some butter on there, some oil.
Yeah.
Because back home, the best way to make the shawarma is you take it underneath where the fat of the chicken is dripping on the seekh, and you go to the seekh and you go tss, 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 and you get like a nice like greasy like
Mm-hmm.
chard on it. You're good to go. And now if you're feeling special, like a little bit spicy, you could put some man on it as well. That's a very Syrian thing, some pomegranate molasses. But those are the elements of a good shawarma. I think people tend to cater to the American taste here, and I think that's bullshit. We should not, because Americans will like the way we make shawarma. Trust me, they will.
Yeah.
So that's what makes a good
No
shawarma.
fries in the shawarma.
It depends. You can put
Okay.
fries. I think the OG way in Saudiya we don't put fries, but I don't
Okay.
mind fries in my shawarma. It's really
Okay.
much like if it's there, I'll eat it. I think it would still be fantastic.
Okay.
It's kind of like a if you want it, you want it. It's not like a deal breaker if it is or isn't in there.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the same way with the fries. I could do with or without,
Yeah.
but I agree with everything you just said. Do you have like a favorite shawarma shop or shawarma place here in LA that I can go try after this?
Um. So, Sincerely Syria used to be my favorite shop in LA, but they've kind of dipped in quality and
Okay.
they still have fantastic food. I just think the shawarma, they're getting a little lazy. Because
Okay.
I said that they were the best shawarma in California like a year ago, and I think
Okay.
they got a little bit too lazy. Like, oh, Nasser said it, so like we're good now.
Oh.
It's dipped down a little bit. So I go and see if it's still like, up to standards. But my family went to an LA recently and they thought that they were being lazy with their shawarma, which I don't appreciate. But they still have amazing falafel and other food as well. They're really really nice business, and they're from Syria as well, so they're an Arab-owned business. I heard Sababa Falafel in Anaheim has good shawarma and falafel sandwiches.
Amazing
And
falafel. Yeah.
what other shawarma spots are good? Like Zanko Chicken has good chicken, but
Mm,
their shawarma is Armenian. Like they have
yeah.
tomatoes in it, but if you order like a chicken plate, you get the elements of the shawarma. So I'm gonna just be honest with you. Like America is still lacking on shawarma.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the best place to eat shawarma. All the best shawarma I've had has been across the world, from either Australia or Saudi or Dubai. Like that's where you're gonna get good shawarma. In the States, like not the best.
Not the best. Yeah, I agree. We actually, well, I went to Sincerely Syria a couple weeks ago for the first time, so I had nothing to compare it to, but it was really great. So I enjoyed
No,
it.
it's not, don't get me wrong, I
Yeah.
think it's
No,
still really good.
yeah,
But with me, I loved it the first time I had it.
of
I'm just saying
course.
my family went, I think they maybe had a bad batch. Maybe it just wasn't, but it's still good. Don't
It's
get me
still
wrong.
good. And that's pretty normal for
Yeah.
restaurants. Yeah. Last question.
Okay.
If we were to do this interview again in 5 years, and I was asking you, Nasser, what are you working on right now? Let's
That's a great
manifest
question.
something here. Let's manifest this for you.
Um, so if you ask me in 5 years, what are you working on? I'll probably just say I finished my world tour and we're doing big theaters. I probably would tell you that I sold out Madison Square Garden. And that was a big moment for me. I'll probably tell you that I'm working on like my Netflix show, and then I probably tell you about a couple movies I'll be in, and then yeah, we'll probably say that I'm married at that point too.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. And
Inshallah.
we'll probably that's definitely what we'll be saying. I think that's what I want to manifest, and what will happen is that we'll be doing that, and yeah, and we'll be talking about that. Be like, tell me about the show. We love the first season, or we love this, and oh, you're gonna be in this movie, and then oh, you were at the Met Gala. What? So well, let's manifest that.
Yeah,
Why
let's
not?
manifest that. Why not? Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Why not? Well, you started in March full time with this, and look where you are
yeah. So it's
today.
been what is that? 7 months only. We're
Yeah,
only
I
seven
mean,
months in.
that's great advancement, mashallah, in just that time frame.
Yeah,
So the world is your oyster, as they say.
inshallah.
Inshallah, I wish you
Mama's back. Mama's back
mama's
in it. So this is
back.
out of parents. They don't care if you're doing like a podcast. They're
I
like, I'm
love
gonna come
this.
into the
I
room.
need moms in all of my
He's like, oh,
episodes
this thing.
from
Mama,
now
can you
on.
close the door? Mama, can you close
Did
the
she
door?
bring more food?
No, she was getting something in my room.
Oh, well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. This was so
Of course, it was
fun.
my pleasure. Thank you so
I
much
wish
for
you
reaching
all
out.
of the luck, inshallah, and may you reach all of your goals and continue on in this journey. Like I'm excited to see what you
Thank you so much.
accomplish
I
next.
appreciate that. It's very sweet of you, and you were very, very well organized, and it was great questions that you asked as well. So I
Oh,
appreciate
thank
all of
you.
that,
Thank you so
and
much.
all the best with Well Rooted, by the way, and your family as well that
Thank
you have as well.
you.
So,
Thank you. That is very
inshallah, Allah
kind.
Khalil Gahon, and mashallah.
Would
I don't know
love
how
to
your
see
family looks,
you.
but they're probably very beautiful. So may
They
Allah
are.
continue to bless them, inshallah.
And hopefully I'll get to see you live soon.
Yes,
Next time you're in
inshallah. I
LA.
mean,
Yeah.
you know my schedule. So you're
Yes.
based in LA. I have a beret show in Orange County on November
Okay.
6th. I'm gonna be in
Okay.
San Diego this weekend, so we'll see you at one of them, inshallah.
Inshallah. All right. Take care. Say hi to mama
Thank you
for
so
me.
much, man. Yallah. I
Bye.
will. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Well Rooted. If you enjoyed today's episode and felt it brought you value, please subscribe, leave a comment, give us a like, and a review. This episode of Well Rooted has been brought to you by Gerard & Associates CPAs. With locations across all of Los Angeles, Gerard & Associates has been helping entrepreneurs and creatives make their dreams come true for over 2 decades. Go to gerardcpa.com to learn more. This is Haneen, and we are all well rooted.